All right, well, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Yoda's Hut. I'm Bill. I go by Yodaman on the boards, and once again, I'm joined by Derek. Hey, Derek, how's it going?
We're doing well.
All right, so in this game, it was a game I played a little while ago at the Gamers Armory Star Wars LCG game night. I am on the left in this game playing a deck suggested by Fade from the boards. It was Jedi with 2 May the Force be with you, 2 Brainiac, 1 Self-Preservation, 1 Watchers in the Wasteland, 1 Flight of the Crow, 1 Hero's Trial, 1 Survivors, and 1 Forgotten Masters. And I'm playing Justin, who I've certainly played a lot at Gamers Armory, and he was playing Leopold's Top 4 Worlds Dark Side deck, which was Navy fighters, basically, 2 superior numbers, 2 Empire's Elite, 2 guarding the wing, 2 defending the trench, and 2 Phantoms of Emdar. So, got any initial impressions about this matchup that we're going to watch here, Derek?
Well, fighters have all kinds of potential for fast, quick damage, but seeing Brainiac on the other side is a quick way to get rid of low health units. So, it could, depending on how you start, things could go either way, really, right off the bat.
Yeah. So, Justin started with superior numbers, guarding the wing, and Empire's Elite, and it looked like he put out one of the TIE interceptors that gains force icons from its pilots for free, and then he put another one out, and then he put Fel on one of those fighters, so he's got the force thanks to Fel's 3 icons. And so that's a pretty good start on his end. I actually got to start with 2 May the Force be with you and 1 Matter Undermined. So that's not too bad either with all the potential to attack and free up units. So
Yeah, Fel really is the most important thing to a TIE fighter deck. There are times when you really need Vader's pilot to shut stuff off, but Fel's the overall one, giving all your guys elite and edge. Each one gaining edge 1 can be very powerful.
yeah, so I played Ron, and I guess I'm going to go ahead and send him in since I can free him up, and it doesn't really look like Justin would have enough ways to kill Ron, although I guess he could. I think there's heats in that Phantoms of Amdar set, so maybe I'm being overly aggressive here, but
Yeah, it's always dangerous too, because the Ron's best ability is his reaction, to be able to send damage back. So by sending him here, you're giving him the potential to get damaged without using that reaction.
yeah. So it looks like I am going after Empire's Elite. That makes sense. I probably want to get that off because that lets you take a TIE fighter and pilot back to your hand after they're destroyed once per turn.
Yeah,
So,
you got to get rid of that to have any hope of getting rid of Baron Fel.
right.
Otherwise, he'll just pop back on to the same thing again.
Yep. So he's defending with the fighter that Fel is not on. Maybe he was worried what I might have.
Yeah.
And I guess we're going to go to an edge battle here.
Well, even if you didn't have anything, even if you got 2 damage on the unit, all it takes is Brainiac hitting the table or a couple of his droids, and that unit's gone.
Yep. That's exactly right. So what did I get there? I played a couple edge cards. Looked like I had a heat to supporting fires.
You got a bunch of
Yeah,
support, a heat, and I think it targets the other one.
Yeah,
I can't
so
tell.
yeah, so I threw a Wolfman in there. So I'm going to win edge, although he did have a heat, so he did 1 heat to Ron, and I'll do a heat to his fighter, and then I'll shoot it, and I guess kill it.
Yep.
And then I'll get 2 damage with the unopposed on Empire's Elite, so at least I did a little bit of damage to it. And I'll get to clear off at least the focus from Ron, make him potentially think about it. Oh, I'm going to play Outwit at the end just to draw a card after the edge battle. Technically should have done that a little earlier, but Justin went ahead and let me do it.
Yeah.
And so there should be 2 damage on Empire's Elite now.
Yeah.
But he's going to keep balance, and I'll go to 3.
There you got it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now, the good thing is I still have Ron back for defense. He's only should have 1 heat left in his deck now. Although I pitched in a lot of cards.
Yeah. I don't know that I would risk blocking with Ron unless he puts something that you just gotta stop.
Yeah.
at this point.
And there is one of the Phantoms. Those ships are so annoying.
Oh, they're so much fun, especially if you get I Have You Now in their hand. You can eat just a big unit that attacks. They think they're gonna just let you attack first, and then they'll get to hurt you. But I Have You Now, and bye bye.
And that looks like he just put precision flying on the Phantom to give it edge 2, plus the extra one it'll get just from Fell being on the board. So he's got a lot of edge bonuses. That's what Leopold's deck seemed to be meant to do. I mean, you certainly played a controlled type game, but you could get all kinds of edge bonuses between Fell on the fighters and the 4 precision flyings, and make up for the lack of force icons in superior numbers.
Yeah, again with the Phantoms are so good when you don't necessarily need to win edge. So I think I might have put it on the Baron myself, but I don't know. The Baron's the guy you really don't want to put at risk either. So I'm not sure. Yeah, either way, I don't think either one's a particularly great target, but there's no such thing as too much edge. If
right,
you have +2, you got to put it somewhere.
Right, exactly. There's no sense leaving that card in your hand. It does you absolutely no good there. So I think Justin must be deciding if he actually wanted to attack. Looks like we just remembered to bump the dial up to 3. We forgot when his turn started.
Yeah.
And I mean, if I'm Justin, I know a lot of times you play TIE Fighters a little bit more aggressive, but I think you sit back and defend here. So just keep balance. I mean, you could commit the Phantom if you want to, but then it's,
Yeah, that's not a unit you really want to commit.
Right. I mean, I guess you're elite everywhere with Fell, but it's probably not worth it.
That's true. Yeah, Fell could always end up getting killed somehow. Although that's probably a ways off. I mean, you need to get rid of that objective before you can worry about the fighter.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess he's still trying to decide. It looks like I'm sorting some other cards. Probably try to get ready for the next game or something. Try to figure out what I'm going to play next, or just resort cards from games we might have played earlier that night. And just wait until Justin tells me what he wants to do.
Yeah, I can play a lot of games in a row too, but I don't think I play as many as you guys do at a time.
Yeah, sometimes we do a bunch. So I think
the most I've ever gotten to in a league night was like 9 games in like a 4.5 hour span.
Yeah. Well, I said sometimes we'll play for 7 or 8 hours, so that's we do take a dinner break, but still. All right, so he did just pass turn. I'm drawing up. Now I might be able to get balance back this time if I want to. A nudge, put the dial back down to 2.
Yeah, well, he's only got 3, so you just have to commit anything.
Yeah, and then Brainiac, and then an unhinged astromech. That's useful.
Yeah, there comes some damage.
Yep. And then a second one.
Yeah, Brainiac. The droids are. I mean, 99% of the time, I feel like I use them for damage.
Right.
But they're really good to use on healing Q-Ron.
Right. And they also have the you can use them to discard cards from your opponent's hand too, which can be good.
Yeah, well, now that you've got enough droids in that, I mean, theoretically, you could use it for 2 and like make you pitch 2 cards, and then all of a sudden you're gonna hell of a trouble winning edge.
Right. So I just used Brainiac on one of the astromechs to change it from dealing 1 damage to 2 damage, and got rid of the Phantom.
Yeah. See, here's the problem for him. I mean, you lock his guy down if he doesn't block. If he does, you take 1 damage, it gets redirected to Q-Ron, and you do the damage anyway.
Right, exactly. So I think Justin's kind of in a tough position here to decide what he really wants to do.
Yeah, I think in this case, I would want you to block, especially with the droid out there, to get that second point on Q-Ron and make it worth it to clear him off.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and then just do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, the droids with Kuran are a pretty good combination there, like you said, for the healing aspect that you can do. Yeah, you can take him, and it's poor man's force rejuvenation, I guess, but still, who
Yeah.
cares, right? Clearing off damage is nothing to sneeze about.
Yep.
I guess it'd be good on Chewie too, like to use it to clear off Chewie, like the
Yeah, it
original
would.
Chewie, and then deal more damage back while you're at it.
Yeah, I haven't played Chewie in a while.
Oh, Chewie's
I love playing him, but it's been a while since I've used him.
yeah, Chewie has always been one of my favorite units there. So, all right, so he did not defend. I get it damage in with Brainiac on unopposed, and I focused the ship, and now I'm sending the nudge in after guarding the wing, or Empire's Elite, and then I guess I'm sending the droid in after superior numbers. Actually, should have 2 damage on it with the unopposed. I think Justin only put 1. I wonder if we'll catch it.
Yeah. I think I would have done that the other way around, actually, and put 4 damage on the top objective, because that's the priority. You gotta get rid of that thing.
Yeah, and then I committed the nudge and the astromech so I could bring the Wolfman back since I won by 3 now, thanks to the double May the Force be with you's being out. So that's a pretty good board on my side. You know, ties usually want to swarm, and I think I've outswarmed the tie deck here.
Yeah. So, and again, it's like even if he gets them and he attacks, well, you can block with the wolf, redirect to Q-Ron, heal Q-Ron. I mean, he's still in kind of the same situation where he can't attack and he can't block without that damage all being done.
Right. And this is one of the things, I mean, I know Leopold did obviously really well with this deck at Worlds, but on the surface, when I look at it, it seems like you're just running the risk of not getting a lot of resources to get units out on the board. You really only have the resources from Empire's Elite, for the pilot resource.
Mm-hmm.
And he has guarding the wing out, but he hasn't really drawn Black Squadron cards to be able to take advantage of guarding the wing's ability to turn them into resources and things. So
I really find that if you're gonna focus on the Black Squadron as helping you to get stuff out like that, you got to go kind of all the way. You got to put a lot of Black Squadron in your. I've had decks where you've got something like 28 Black Squadron cards in it.
Right.
It's it's especially now with that new pod that lets you search your deck for something. You almost always go get that little resource card.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I love to use it to go get like Black 2, for example, because he's so hard to deal with. But the resources are just the most important thing if you don't have it.
Right. You can get that and just reduce things and start swarming the board more. It's a good thing they didn't make a card that would let you dig for Fel. That would probably be too good.
Oh, God, that would be sick.
That would be really, really good. I mean, it's bad enough you can search for Pilot Vader with that Come With Me card from Galactic Ambition. So, so I guess, so you did get the thing with that puts the shields on your first, on any fighter you put into play.
Right.
And so it looks like he might be swinging here with that Phantom. I'm going to defend with the Wolfman.
It looks like you're going to do exactly what I mentioned a moment ago with the redirect and the damage and all that.
Yeah, so I think I just used Brainiac to give him edge 2. So I have one more edge than his edge 1 from the fighter, so I only pitched 1 in. He pitched 3 in. What was that? Looks like a target maybe. So he's going to win edge.
Yeah, if you only were going to pitch 1 card, I don't know that was even worth it. You're probably going to find something else to do with Brainiac, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe I was just trying to get him to pitch more cards. Probably, I'm sure I was thinking he focused Ron, it looked like. And I'm going to redirect to Ron and then put a damage on Empire's Elite. Yeah.
If you'd attacked the other way around, Empire's Elite would be dead.
Yeah, I probably should have done that. I guess I was just trying to spread it around a little bit there.
Yeah, normally that's not a bad move. It's just that one is definitely the priority right now.
Yeah, it's a little less scary when he doesn't have a swarm out.
Right. But again, with ties, that swarm could come pretty much any time.
Yep. So he did take balance back because he committed the tie that Fel's on. So he won balance 4-3 after he focused
Ron. Yeah, because Q-Ron was locked down.
Yeah. All right, so I'm drawing up, and I got to think I'll probably do exactly what you said at some point and clear off Ron. just a matter of when. I mean, the only blocker he has right now is Fell. So.
Yeah.
And I do have the tactics with Brainiac, so I could sort of force him into a situation where he's in a.
Well, you've also got the potential you could use Brainiac to give Curon an extra health to the end of the phase and protect one more damage
That's
on
true
than
too.
before sacrificing the droid.
Right, that's true too. So
Although you wouldn't be able to do that now because with the fact that you only have one droid, you need Brainiac's ability to be able to use him.
right. So I just pulled out Yoda UC Cary there. That explains why I pitched one in the edge battle. I must have had both. So I guess the dial will go up to 4 now. And Yoda's probably the obvious thing to send in at this point, rather than Brainiac. I can send Yoda in after something and focus down Fell on his ship. And I'm going to finally go after Empire's Elite. And then if I blow up that first, I can just kill. If he defends, I'll be able to kill Fell on the ship. But he's going to let that go.
He can't block.
Right, he's going to let that go, and I'll focus Fell on his ship. And got one objective down here.
Yeah.
And now I got to think I'll swing probably with the Astromech and the Wolfman on the other ones.
Yeah, you really need to pitch the Astromech now and clear off Curon so you can use May the Force be with you on Yoda.
Right. Yeah. Probably after I attack, I'll do that.
Yeah, obviously.
Right. Yeah. So looks like I'm going after guarding the wing. Yep. I'm gonna get 2 more damage on that with the unopposed. Send the Wolfman after superior numbers. Yep. And get 2 more damage on it. I guess we never did catch that. Should have had 1 more damage on it, but it probably is not.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it might be that big of a deal the way it's going. And now, like I said, I'm going to use Brainiac on the Astromech and clear off Ron.
Yeah.
Yep, there it goes. And then exactly like you said, now I'll be able to clear off Yoda. So that's another really good use of those droids. If you have them committed at some point and you can sack them, then you can put the Force card like that on somebody else and use May the Force be with you. So
yeah, it's always good to put it on a unit you can get rid of and potentially swap later on.
Right. So Dow goes up to 5.
It's like the spiders, for example, that don't refresh. I hate putting Force cards on those, even if you need it to get the Force that turn. If they get locked down, not only do you lose the Force, but you've now lost a Force card for pretty much the rest of the game.
Yeah, exactly. It's a risky proposition.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have ways to clear the spider off, like the obvious one, I think, besides Spice Splits, is Mahdi, since he's repetitive, as long as you can keep him alive.
Right.
So he just flipped up another superior number, so he'll get to put a fighter into play that costs 2 or less again.
Yeah, there's only so many ways to clear off things like the spider. I mean, you can do it for a turn, but Mahdi's the only way to do it continuously.
Right. Yeah, unless you're blowing things up and you have dual out.
Yeah, that's true. In fact, I used that to win a game last night.
Yeah. All right, so he put another one of those interceptors out. And I think I'm in a pretty good position here. I probably don't even really care what he does. So.
Nah, you got Yoda. Yoda can protect. He's got so little. I mean, a total of 4 health would kill him, and you can protect 2 on Curon, even 3 if you used Brainiac's ability. Yeah, he's not going to get Force back. I don't see how he lives a turn.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I got to be a little careful about is the I Have You Now's taking something out when I don't want it to.
Right.
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess he could I guess he probably can't even really get Force back. I was trying to see if he attacked with a Phantom and somehow locked Yoda down. I think I'd still have him.
Yeah, you got 10 right now, so even without Yoda, you still got 5.
Right, and he has 4.
4 with Fell, yeah.
There's
the Hot Pocket.
Right, there's the Hot Pocket, the ship that lets you focus it and bring in a fighter or a precision flying from your hand or discard.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if he's going to use it now or wait to use it. It looks like he's looking through discard to see if he's got any options here.
Now, does that thing have 2 or 3 health? I can't remember.
I think it only has 2 health, but it does have the
Right.
potential for 3 guns.
Yeah, I remember that when that thing came out, the fear was Rebel Assault.
Right,
So,
right.
yeah, I think you're right. And again, now you've also got the fear with Brainiac out there. At any time, he can lose a health. So, if he
Right,
can
right.
get, a droid out there, he can, if he plays one, or if you play one droid, for example, you can do 1 damage to it on your turn, and then at the start of his turn, reduce its health, and it's gone.
Right, right. Good old Brainiac shenanigans.
Yeah, it's even though everything's still out there, you almost have to consider your entire board is at 1 less health,
Yeah,
just because of Brainiac always been able to drop a guy.
right, right. It's kind of amazing that Brainiac's action is free, too, when you think about all the stuff he can do. So, see if Justin's going to use that escort carrier yet and put something into play.
Yeah.
I think you got to, unless you're really just trying to save it for defense, but with Ron out, that's not going to help. So, yeah, it looks like he just passed turn, and I'm going to damage guarding the wing. He's still,
Yeah.
I think the only Black Squadron card out that he has is probably the thing that does the shields.
Yeah. He
Wow.
really needs Pilot Vader to shut down Q-Ron. That's what he
Yeah.
needs.
All right, so I got another resource there. There's another astromech. Well,
Yeah,
guess
like I
this one.
said, there you could kill the Hot Pocket.
Oh, there's Obi.
Obi's always good.
And I got resources to pay him because of Matter Undermine has 2.
Well, especially
Yeah.
now, because you can pop the droid right before you win the Force and get it right back with Obi.
Yep, exactly right. So it looks like I'm going to probably go in after something. I probably want to try to lock down his board if I can.
Well,
And
you
then
can
get
probably
free.
win right
Yeah.
here.
I should be pretty close to winning. If I can't win, something's wrong. So it's probably just a matter of figuring out what's the best way to try to do this.
Yeah, with moving damage to Q-Ron, I don't see how he can not survive this.
Yeah, because everything he has at least a gun on it.
Yeah.
It looks like I'm sending Obi-Wan and Brainiac, so maybe I'm trying to lock everything down at once if I win Edge.
Yeah.
Yep, so I'm going to send Brainiac, Obi-Wan after. So the
Well,
superior numbers is not damaged.
He's got 4 blockers. You've got 3 tactics. So
Right.
maybe you should have sent Yoda as well to get that final tactic.
Yeah, I said I'm probably was still a little bit worried if he had I Have You Now. I wanted to make sure I had something still there.
Yeah. Well, even if he did, you're still going to have some blockers. You're going to get damage redirected with Q-Ron. I think you'd still be able to kill it.
I think I used Brainiac to blank Fell's Edge 1, so it was Edge 0 that he gave everybody.
Nice.
Because I just saw me point to Brainiac and then point to Fell. So that
so much for the advantage.
yeah, so that helps against. Oh, I pitched Yoda, and he had pitched Pilot Vader. Wow, so I'm gonna win Edge there, and that should do it, I would think, because now I can focus the things down that aren't in the engagement. So I'm gonna focus the Hot Pocket before he can put something into play, and even if he did, I'd just focus what he put in.
Yeah.
And then when he shot back, I redirected with Ron. And I focused the other things down. And then, now I can certainly take out the third objective there. Yeah, so that was that deck fade built worked pretty well against Leopold's deck there. That I think it might have been the first time Justin tried it, so there might have been a little bit of a learning curve there. But,
Yeah.
But I think that's going to do it there. Yeah, I got plenty to blow up the objective. He did not have much in his hand. He had like those. Oh, he had those ties
the cheap guys
that have
they
no
get rid of shields.
Yeah, they get rid of shields and have no icons. So
yeah.
Oh well.
The TIE Fighter deck has to be quicker to
Right.
win, I think, and it just seems like he had too slow of a start.
Yeah, he never really got resources and just couldn't get stuff out. All right, well, was an interesting game to watch there. See how the World's deck holds up with the newer cards that are out. Any final thoughts about that game before we wrap it up?
No, just I mean, it was really about the speed. The Brainiac, like I said, is dangerous against ties. He didn't really use it for that, but with the or you didn't, I should say. I'm so used to you being on the right, I keep
Yeah.
calling he.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting Brainiac with the droids with Q-Ron is just brutal to deal with. If you don't have something like the Pilot Vader to blanket, you just
Yeah.
can't attack, and then you can't block.
Right, right,
So
yeah.
it's hard to handle it.
All right. Well, thanks again for joining me for commentary, Derek. Appreciate your insight as always.
Anytime.